Hi everybody, welcome to Doug Dig. Today we're going to be doing carnitas, and this is a way we do it at home. You don't need the copper keg and stuff like the Latin world does. This is for the average guy wanting to make carnitas at his home, his apartment, wherever. Just start with some pork shoulder. Doesn't have to be, it can be bone in or bone out. I choose bone out, just makes it easy. I'm starting with about 4 pounds. I got 1 onion. I have a half a cup of whole garlic. I have a couple oranges, some Coke, and salt. We'll see you after I get this prepped. We're cutting up the pork into chunks like this, and I'm not discarding the fat because the fat is how the carnitas cook. They generate their own fat, their own oil, and that's what makes it really special. Okay, we've got the meat cut up now. We cut it into 1 inch, 1.5 inch pieces. Like I said, keep the fat on it. The fat's gonna become the oil. And this isn't a whole lot. I'm only doing like the 4 pounds, like I said. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add the garlic. I've got about a half a cup of whole cloves. Pop those around liberally. And then I'll chop up this onion. I'm gonna put it in here and it'll go into a hot oven, like 500 degrees. Okay, we got the meat cut, we've got the garlic in, we've got the chopped onion. The last thing we need before the oven, a little bit of nice salt. I love this, the Himalayan pink salt. Give it a nice little season before we roll in. And we're gonna brown it on one side, like I said. We'll flip it, brown it on the other side, and then we'll go to the next level. Okay, we're back. We've had this in the oven now for, maybe about an hour. And we're starting to get some color. Come on in here and take a peek at this. See how it's starting to get some color on it? We're gonna flip this around a little bit and let that, see how now the fat is breaking down and it's cooking in its own juices. So we're just gonna mix this up so we can get some color all the way around. And we'll let that go for another probably 30 minutes. And then we'll season it, put some more liquid in here, and close it up for a long time. Okay, we're ready to go to the next level. We've got brown color, front and back on this, so we're gonna bring it up. We're gonna get some orange juice on it, guys. And then we're gonna add some Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola helps it caramelize. See how it reacts with the oil. And a couple of cups of water. Just so it's pretty much submerged. Then I'm going to cover this with foil. It's going to go back in the hot oven, 500 degrees, and we'll check it in 2 hours. Hello. It's been about 2 hours now. We're going to pull it up, see what we have. Liquid's worked its way down. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to put it back in the oven, uncovered. But you can see it's pretty close, getting very tender. So we're gonna stick this back in uncovered and continue cooking and get that crispness. That's why I'm getting it wet again. Okay, the carnitas are done now. I'm gonna pull them out of the oven. You'll see how caramelized they are. Turn off the oven. See how the Coke with the sugar and stuff got the caramelization going really nice. We're gonna transfer out of this oil, go into another bowl. Garlic, I see. Just adds to the experience. Then, this stuff is so soft and tender. Making tacos with this. Tonight, gotta have some fresh pinto beans. I soaked them overnight, drained them. Now I've rehydrated them with some fresh water, and I'm just gonna add some onion and let it start cooking. And we'll season it as they get soft. Simmering nice. I added 1 serrano chili just to give it some flavor. The onions have cooked down in it. They're just cooking fine. I haven't added any salt. Sometimes the salt doesn't allow the beans to get soft enough, quick enough. So I'm in no hurry, going low and slow. Done. All I gotta do is add some salt and pepper to taste. I threw a nice serrano chili in there to give it a little bit of love. Since the beans were soaked overnight, it didn't take a whole lot to get them going. So I went it slow, about 2 hours on a very low heat at a simmer. Today we're gonna make a salsa to go with all the other things we're making with the carnitas. This is a simple salsa that I learned from East LA, and it's hot though. I mean, this is for people who like hot. So we're gonna start with these ingredients right here. We have chili arbol. You can find these in the Latino section of your market. Fresh cilantro, fresh garlic, onion, diced tomatoes, fresh salt, and pepper. I'm gonna toast these chilies in an iron skillet with no oil or anything. All we're trying to do is toast them up, bring up the oil and the flavor, but it's gonna bring up the lack of the oxygen. I think that'll be fine for what I'm doing. It shouldn't take but a couple of minutes. Once you start, you'll know when it's happening, and you'll see the color change, you know, get a little toasty on the chilies. I think I'm gonna toast my garlic in there along with this. I kind of like the smell. Okay, I think we're good. Take a look, getting close. They're real nice. So we're gonna get these. All right, here we go. So it looks like crushed red pepper flakes. But it's hot. Onions, 1 can of tomatoes to begin with, and we'll taste it. All right, let's see what we're looking at. Come over here. Yeah, it's pretty damn hot. Okay, we're back. We're gonna knock out some guacamole real quick. The only thing I have going is a couple of ripe avocados. I've got a tomato, onion, cilantro leaves, pepper, salt and pepper, and we'll hit it with some lime at the end. Let me get started in prepping the avocado. Okay, so for the guacamole, we've got a couple of avocados. I've already scored the inside of them, so it makes it an easy scoop out, and they're already cut in the bowl. Okay, let's see what we've got going on. They're already cut into nice chunks. So we're gonna hit it with a little bit of lime juice, just for flavor and so they don't oxidize and turn brown on you if you have any left over. We probably won't. I've got a half of a jalapeno that's minced up. I'm gonna dump that in there. Got a half of a tomato diced up. I'm gonna pop that in there. Got a half of an onion diced up. Pop that in there. And I've got about a half a bunch of cilantro leaves, not the stems. I pulled them all off and chopped them up. That in there. And then we'll give it a good mix. Really fresh. Sure helps by, scoring up the avocados first. I don't need to have a soupy sauce or a spread like this, but this right here on a taco, it's a beauty. And I'll hit the other lime on it just for good measure. And that's it. All right, we're about to dig in here. Carnitas. What I do too at the very end is I put them on a little sheet pan, throw them in the toaster oven, just crisp them up a little bit. It's a nice little touch at the very end. I added some these Mexican onions, fantastic. My wife loves them. She gives me love if I grill them. No, not really. Salsa, guac, beans, carnitas. Thanks for joining me.